Today we're going to have a look at the process that leads to you struggling to focus close up, and this. Yes, today we're talking about presbyopia. Hi, I'm Martin Aguse and this is Martin's Eye Tips. Thank you for joining me. On this channel we're all about bringing you eye care tips, how-to videos and product reviews, all designed to help you see better, see more comfortably and be less anxious about your eyes. So if you haven't done so already, please consider subscribing to the channel, and when you do, hit that notification bell as well. That way you get reminded every time I release a new video. Today's peace of mind point is just to emphasize to you that presbyopia is not a disease. It's not something that's going to continue to get worse and worse and worse forever. It's quite predictable. We know when it starts, it deteriorates quite fast in the beginning, slows down, then comes to a point where it stabilizes. So it means you're never going to get to the point where you're going to need really thick glasses just because of the change that's happening with your reading. The human eye is essentially a two-lens system, with the cornea being at the front and the crystalline lens further in within the eye. The cornea tells us whether you are far-sighted or long-sighted and helps to focus for your general distance vision, whereas the crystalline lens you can think of as the lens that does all your auto-focusing for objects closer to. So that's reading, computer use and everything in between. The crystalline lens to me is particularly fascinating because it's a structure that has to be flexible, and at the same time it has to be really transparent in order to let light through. Now the crystalline lens is arranged with an outermost shell that we call the capsule, which is firm but at the same time allows it to be flexible. Then within it, it has cells, and these cells have to be arranged in a way that allows it to be totally transparent. Now the lens is suspended by special fibers that we call zonular fibers. These fibers then act like cables that attach to the lens, but also attach to the muscles that surround the lens as well. So in quite a manual way, every time the muscles contract, the lens changes shape. In actual fact, the lens is constantly under tension when your focus is relaxed, but when your focus is active and the muscles contract, then that releases the tension on the lens and the lens expands and gets a bit thicker, and that way it's able to focus. Now the problem of presbyopia comes about because the lens has cells, and these cells are constantly multiplying, and when they multiply, the old cells get pushed towards the center and the new cells are moved to the outside. So by the time we'll get to about 40 and we're starting to notice some of the early signs of presbyopia, then it indicates that this process now has come to a point where it's getting so packed out within the lens can no longer compress as much as it needs to see very close objects. And as a result, we tend to kind of stretch our arms out a bit to extend our reach, and also to minimize the impact on our manual focusing, and can potentially leave people struggling to see and struggling with close-up problems for a big proportion of their life. And this process happens without exception to everybody. So you might know somebody who doesn't wear glasses and they're like in their 70s. So there may be other reasons for that. So for example, if you're someone who's short-sighted, then your short-sightedness provides you a fixed focus position close up, depending on how much short-sightedness that you have. If you're very short-sighted, your fixed focus position is going to be very close to your eye. And if you're weakly short-sighted, then your fixed focus position is going to be a lot further away. So short-sighted or myopic or nearsighted individuals, they will often have the benefit of their short-sightedness, and means that they may never need to use glasses for reading. Now the other type of person is somebody who has very small pupils. Small pupils can isolate the amount of light going to your eyes, and the central rays of light that are isolated don't tend to need focusing, and as a result people can see a lot better with very small pupils. It's the same reason why you see better in very bright lights. In very bright lights, your pupils get very small, creating a pinhole effect, and you can see a lot better as well. And also with very small pupils, you get a better depth of focus as well, which is beneficial when you're looking at things close up. So one of the things about presbyopia is that it's fairly predictable. So most of us tend to notice the reading problems from about the age of 40 onwards. It then deteriorates quite fast, slows down, and then comes to a point of stabilization around about the age of 60. So around about the age of 60 is the point where we tend to find that the crystalline lens has zero flexibility left in it. And this also ties in with the point where our reading prescription then stays stable. So your reading ad will may stabilize around about the 2.5 2.75. You may possibly need to go up to about 3 a little bit later on. So, but that tends to be about the end point. For more of an explanation about your reading ad or your glasses prescription in general, then please check out the video in the top right corner, and that will give you some more information on that. So now for my tip of the day. Now, if you're somebody who's been given glasses recently for reading, and you're concerned about wearing the glasses regularly because either you think or you've heard that wearing them regularly is going to make your eyes get worse, or you're going to get dependent on them. Well, hopefully through the process that I described, you can see that whatever you do, the process is only going to go one way, and there's nothing you can do about it. So you might as well just make use of your glasses to make your eyes comfortable for the tasks that you need to do each day. So by all means, if there are things that you're doing and you're at a stage where you can kind of take it or leave it with your glasses, then by all means manage without them. But if you do need them and you're struggling to see, you're really not helping your eyes at all by not wearing them. So I'd encourage you to use them as much as you need to. Now, yes, some people do believe that by wearing glasses regularly, you're gonna kind of get dependent on them, etc. Now, it's quite natural that as your vision gets worse for reading and it becomes very hard to see things close up, you are gonna find a lot more benefit in using your glasses than not. And that's just a process of your brain understanding that it's seeing clearer with the glasses than without, and it knows what it's missing, so it becomes harder to make do without the glasses, and so there's no benefit in managing without them when you do need them. My question for you today is, do you experience presbyopia, and how do you feel about having to wear reading glasses on a regular basis? Leave a comment for me in the comment section below. So if you found this video helpful, then please consider liking it, subscribing to the channel, and also hitting that notification bell as well. That way you get reminded every time I release a new video. Take care, and I look forward to seeing you in the next video.